Alright, tutorial number 2. Ada dalam ni ada bagi dekat you 6 question, right? Tapi kita takkan jawab semua untuk session ni. Yang I tak jawab hari ni, so I tak discuss hari ni means you need to do it by yourself, right? After this, so let's look at this question number 1. So question number 1 says that determine whether the following variable is qualitative or quantitative discrete, quantitative discrete or quantitative continuous, right? So the popular outdoor activity for tourists in Sabah are hiking, snorkeling and jungle trekking. So this is apa? Qualitative variable or quantitative variable? Ya, saya tak dengar you punya suara. Alright, can you speak up? The first one?
Qualitative.
This is a qualitative variable. So, qualitative variable lah. So, number 2, number of police officers died last year due to chronic illness. So, this is a number of police officer. So, this is a qualitative or quantitative?
Quantitative.
So, quantitative, we have two types of quantitative, either discrete or continuous. So, this one should be discrete quantitative lah. Right? Discrete quantitative. Now, C, the amount of energy lost during intensive exercise. So, energy kita measure dalam satu unit kan? So, this one should be quantitative. Continuous, right? And D, time taken to prepare food to school. This one also quantitative. What? Discrete or continuous? Continuous, right? Sometimes can be discrete also as well because it depends on how the response given, right? Kalau macam let's say dia kata 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, so then become discrete, quantitative discrete, right? If they say 2.4 minutes, right? Dia dalam bentuk interval, and then it can become a continuous, quantitative continuous. Right? So it depends on the answer. Right? So E, service provided at private dental clinics such as root canal, crowning and braces. So this one should be what? Qualitative. So see, these 5 questions should be very simple and you should not lose the marks from this question lah. So let's jump to question number 6. So question number 6. The following data are the number of paracetamol tablets given to 12 patients at Mesra Clinic on the given day. So we have N equal to 12. Right. So find first quartile, median and third quartile. So first quartile, median is second quartile, and third quartile, right? So remember, the step to calculate quartile is same as step in calculating median. So you are looking at this data. This is a ungrouped data, right? Because it's not summarized in a table. So this is ungrouped data. So for ungrouped data, first step is we need to arrange data in ascending order. from the lowest value to the largest value, right? So let arrange data dulu. Let's say first step, the smallest number is 20, 21, lagi apa? 25, and then we have this is 20 dah, 21 sudah, 25 sudah, and we have 32, right? And then we have 38, 39, is it? Right? And then we have 43, 44, right? And then we have 50, so kita letak bawah lah, 50, and then 51, 55, and 67, right? All covered. So all together we have 12, right? So let position each of the number, right? So kita buat cara yang paling slow. We position each of the number. This is position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last one is 12, right? So remember, the second step is we need to find position of quartile. Position for first quartile is n plus 1 divided by 4. Remember, quartile we divide data into 4 parts. So we have 12 data, 13 divided by 4. This one should be equal to how much? 13 divided by 4, 3.25. This is a position, not the value of quartile yet. So second quartile, 2n plus 1 divided by 4, or equal to n plus 1 divided by 2. So 13 divided by 2 should be equal to 6.5. And the third quartile, 3 multiplied with n plus 1 divided by 4. So this one should be 3 multiplied with 13 divided by 4. So 3 multiplied with 13 divided by 4. So this one should be equal to how much? Berapa ni? 9.75. Right? Okay? Alright. So now we already find the position of quartile. So now step number 3. So this is for ungroup data, right? Step number 3, we going to find value of quartile. Right, for first quartile, the value lies at 3.5, position 3.5. So 3.25. 3.25 is between 25 and 32. So kita letak the base one is 3 plus 4 minus 3 multiply with 0.25. Boleh faham tak? Right? This one, I ambil position ni dekat atas ni. 3 and 4. I nak tahu dia punya calculation macam mana. Right? So, I ambil 3 ni, I letak depan ni. And then 4 minus 3, 25% between the range ni. 25% between the range. Kalau sebab kita nampak dekat belakang ni, 3.25. Maksudnya 3 tu dah tentu kita akan ambil. Position number 3. 25% between 3 and 4. Right? So that's why 4 minus 3 multiply with 0.25. So ini adalah calculation. How we going to do it? So the value that we're going to take is 25 plus 32 minus 25 multiply with 0.25. This is the big bracket. So quarter number 1 should be 32 minus 25 multiply with 0.25 plus 25. So quarter number 1 should be 26.75. Only 1 marks, right? Because this one should be very simple, right? And then for quarter number 2, which is median should be 6.5. So 6.5 is between in the middle of 39 and 43. So 43 plus 39 divided by 2. So this one should be 43 plus 39 divided by 2. Median should be equal to 41. So median is also equal to second quartile, right? And for the third quartile, so third quartile, position is at 9.75. 9.75 is between 9 and 10, between 50 and 51. So same concept as calculation for quarter number 1 ni. Same concept. Apa yang kita buat? Kita ambil 9 plus 10 minus 9 multiply with 0.75. Means that we're going to take 75% between this range. So this one should be 50 plus 51 minus 50, right? Multiply with 0.75. So this one should be equal to how much? 50.75. Yes, 50.75. If you notice, the value that we got here, 26.75 for quarter number 1, should lies between 32 and 25. Right? Dia tak boleh kecil ataupun besar daripada kecil daripada 25, tak boleh besar daripada 32. Same goes to second quartile, which is median, 41 should between 39 and 43. The last one pun sama juga, 50 and 51. Right. So this is for finding first quartile, median and third quartile. You already know median is also equal to second quartile. Right. So now number 2, calculate the interquartile range. Interquartile range means that quarter number 3 minus quarter number 1. So quarter number 3 is 50.75 minus quarter number 1 is 26.75. So this one should be how much? Berapa? 24. Right? 24. So because this is only 1 mark, it's very simple. Now, so number 3, construct a box and whisker plot and comment on skewness. Right? So you need to give some space. Dekat sini 3 markah saja kan? So kita tengok balik dekat data ni, the minimum value for constructing a box plot yang kita belajar, box plot, we need 5 number. So minimum value should be 20, maximum value 67, quartile number 1 should be 26.75, quarter number 2 41, quarter number 3 50.75. So we start drawing from the lowest value to the largest value. right? So lowest value should be 20 lah, right? So you ambil satu line dekat sini, right? You buat satu measurement, and this is going to be 67. So this is maximum value, and this is minimum value. And quarter number 1 should be 26.75. So let's say kita letak dekat sini lah 26.75. But you cannot do like this lah. You need to do a proper measurement lah, right? So I nak cepat sekarang ni, I tulis macam ni. This is 26.75. Also, if you don't have time pun, you boleh buat macam ni juga. Later on, I tunjuk dekat you how we going to draw the area. Right, and then quarter number 3, let's say we put here, this is 50.75. So let's say kita tarik dekat sini, this is quarter 1, this is minimum, quarter 3 maximum. So let's say kita tarik satu line kat sini, right, and then kita boleh tutup dia punya plot lah, right, tutup dengan pembaris. So baru you nampak. Okay, this is a box plot. So next we need to draw a middle line, so which is your median. So if you not doing it, you're not measuring it in proper measurement, right? You boleh measure dekat sini lah. 41 minus 26.75, it should be equal to this, the range lah, and the difference here to be 14.25, and the range here 50.75 minus 41 should be 9.75. So the area on the area on the left hand side ni, on the right hand side ni lebih kecil daripada area on the right hand side. So this one is supposed to be 41 kat sini lah. Nampak tak? Area di sebelah sini kecil. Maksudnya di sini area dia kecil. Area di sini besar. Right? So since the area on the left hand side is bigger, so what can we conclude from here? Is it skewed to, kalau box plot kan kita belajar kan, let's say area box plot ni, area box plot on the kejap tutup ni, draw elok sikit. Okay, kalau area on the left hand side is equal to area on the right hand side, so it has a symmetrical distribution. Kalau area on the left hand side is bigger than area on the right hand side, so then it should be apa? Skewed to the right distribution, right? So kita nampak dekat sini, let's say area dekat sini, median, this is going to be your mode, and this is going to be your median, and this is going to be your mean. So if you notice dekat sini, area on the right is bigger than area on the left, right? So this one we call as skewed to the right distribution. Right, we compare like this, sebab dia start from negative infinity to infinity, same concept as negative infinity to infinity. So we have another distribution, right? This is going to be your mode, this is going to be your median, and this is going to be your mean. So if you notice here, area on the left hand side is bigger compared to area on the right hand side. So this one we call as skewed to the right distribution. Skewed to the left distribution. Right? So in this case, kita boleh conclude apa? Skewed to the left. Sebab area on the left is bigger than area on the right hand side. Okay? We just do a simple comparison. Easy to understand. No need to remember so many things. Right? So kita just remember the shape of distribution. Remember kalau dekat mean ni, suppose dia sebelah sini dengan sebelah sini sepatutnya sama sebab dia mean. Right? So this is a titik tengah dekat sini. Area dekat sini lebih besar, skew to the right. Area dekat sini lebih besar, skew to the left. Very simple to remember. Right? So now let's focus on question B. For question B, alright, question B. The following table shows the frequency distribution of the number of hours spent per week playing Android game by 50 students. So we have 50 students selected randomly as Roger City. So this is a number of hour per week. So if you look at this table, this frequency value, each class, upper class limit for the first class is not equal to lower class limit for the second class. So this is not a class boundary. This is a class limit, right? So now we need to calculate mean and standard deviation for the above data. So first step is we need to create another column called as midpoint or X. So this is what we call as midpoint. So how to calculate midpoint? Ingat lagi? Where is my note? Midpoint. Where is midpoint? Oh, class mark, right? Upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2, or we can use upper class boundary plus lower class boundary divided by 2. Right? Either one lah. Okay? So upper class boundary plus upper class limit plus lower class limit equal to divided by 2. So this one should be berapa? This is going to be 2 lah. Right? 9 plus 5 divided by 2 should be equal to 7. This is 12, 17, 22, 27. Right? Right. So we know that the requirement for mean is summation of fx, summation of fx square, summation of f. That's all kan? Ini yang kita nak untuk mean and standard deviation. The formula for mean is summation of fx divided by summation of f. For standard deviation, S is equal to square root of summation of fx square minus summation of fx and then you square divided by summation of f, everything divided by summation of f minus 1. So if you look at the formula, we need to find summation of fx, summation of f, summation of fx square. So this is the requirement that we want to find. So by using the calculator, I already taught you, right? Very simple. Oops. Right. First step is tekan shift mode, dan you cari kat bawah ni, cari statistics number 4 and open frequency. And then tekan mode 3 and find 1 minus variance. This one I already taught many times. So I go fast. So 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, 27. Right? And then you put your frequency value. This is 5, 8, 14, 13, 8 and 2. So by using this calculator, you can recheck balik whether your numbers key in correctly or not. Right? So once you already enter the value, so you tekan shift 1, cari dekat number 3, sum. So the first value, summation of x square, will represent summation of fx square. The second value, summation of x, should be represent summation of fx. Right? So let's say kita tengok nombor 2 ni equal to 685. And then for number 1 should represent 11515. Right. So kita ada kat sini 685111515. And the total here should be equal to 50. Right? So to get 5 marks, right, what you need to do is, let's say, I letak kat bawah ni, x bar should be equal to summation of fx divided by summation of f. We just need to plug in the value into the formula. So 685 divided by 50, right? So 685 divided by 50 should be equal to 13.70, right? And then for the second one, as standard deviation, square root of this one should be 11515 minus 685 squared divided by 50, everything divided by 50 minus 1. Right? By using calculator, you tekan 4, you cari SX number 4, so it should be equal to 6.59. 6.59. So you don't need to calculate, right? But if you just give me the answer 6.59 ni, you will not get any marks. Or you just give me 13.7, you will not get any marks. Right? So you tengok markah ni 5 markah, means that they want you to show how you get the answer. Right? So tak banyak masa yang ada, you just use the calculator. Okay? So now number 2. Draw less than or give for the above data. So 3 marks. So less than or give require apa? Require a class boundary, right? So you need to construct a class boundary. This is from 0.5 to 4.5, 4.5 to 9.5, 9.5 to 14.5, and this is 14.5 to 19.5, and so on lah. And 5, 24.5 to 29.5. And then the next requirement is, this is your frequency value. You need to create another column called as a cumulative frequency. And remember, you already learned this one before. Right, this is just a tutorial. So it starts from 0 before the first class. Cumulative frequency start before the first class, which is 0. And frequency before the first class also equal to 0. 0 plus 5 equal to 5, plus 5 plus 8 equal to how much? 13, right? And then this one should be equal to 20, 7, 30 or 40, 48, 50. Right? Okay, so they want us to to draw a less than or give. So I draw kat mana? Let's say I draw dekat sini lah. Right. Okay. So this one. So dekat sini ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 lah, 7 class, right? Because we are using a lower, less than frequency, right? Less than or give. So kita kena start before the first class. This is 0.5. Let's say kita ambil 3 lah. This is 4.5. And this is 9.5. This is 14.5. This is 19.5. And this one 24.5. And this is 29.5. So ada sampai 50. Let's say I ambil, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. Right? So this one should represent number of student, and this is hour per week. Right? So the first step is dia start dengan kosong kan. This is kosong. Before the first class, less than 5, 0.5 is 0. Less than 4.5 is equal to 5. Less than 9.5 should be equal to 13. 13 is somewhere here. Right? And then 27 somewhere here. Right? And less than 19 should be equal to 40, 40 is somewhere here. But for drawing less than or give, you need to draw in your graph paper. Right, you look at the second question. After that question, dia tanya, find the third quartile based on graph. Means that you need to draw it properly. Right, measure it properly. So 24.5 should be equal to 48. 48 somewhere close to 50. And the last one is equal to 50 lah. Right. Then you just need to connect the line lah. If you are using a graph paper, then you akan nampak line dia lagi sharp and accurate lah. Right. So don't forget your title. Less than or give, showing apa, number of student spend on playing games lah. Number of student spend on playing games. Right. So this is less than or give, only 3 marks. Right, and then you need to find third quartile based on the graph. So how to find third quartile? You need to find the position of third quartile. Position of quartile number 3, it should be equal to 3 multiplied with summation of f divided by 4. This is for categorical data, for group data, right? So this one should be 50 multiplied with 3 divided by 4. So this one 150 divided by 4 should be equal to 37.5. So 37.5 should be somewhere here lah. So you tarik dekat sini. You are using your own graph paper, dia akan nampak lebih accurate lah. So dia akan dapat dekat sini lebih kurang. Right. So this is 19.5 and this one should be 19 lah. Right. So quartile number 3 should be equal to 19, plus minus equal to 19 lah. Right. If you are using your graph paper, then you akan nampak lebih accurate. Sebab dalam graph paper you ada 4 kotak lagi dalam kan. Alright. Very simple. Ada soalan tak before we continue to the next question? Nah. So, we move to the next question. Ada soalan tak? Tak ada. Alright, good. Okay. So, dekat sini, question number 4. Given that the mean and variance... Oops, what happened? Degil lah. Given that the mean and variance for student in the city is 14 and 40 respectively lah. So means that this is for kejap kat mana tadi? Right. So we have mean for indicity is equal to, let's say, mean I lah, mean I represent mean indicity equal to 14, and standard deviation I indicity equal to 40. Sorry, this is not a standard deviation, this is a variance, right? For standard deviation means that we need to take a square root of 40 lah. Square root of 40 equal to 6.332, right? Take a 2 decimal point, right? So remember, you kena baca betul-betul whether they give you a standard deviation or variance, right? And then we also know this is for Oscillogenicity, right? The mean that we already calculated is Oscillogenicity. Standard deviation also Oscillogenicity. So which group of student is more consistent in time in playing Android games? So to know which group of student has consistent distribution, so you need to calculate a coefficient of variation for Oscillogenicity and coefficient of variation for indicity, right? So coefficient of variation for Oscillogenicity means standard deviation divided by mean multiplied with 100%. So this is the formula for coefficient of variation, right? So this one should be 6.59 divided by 13.70 multiplied with 100%. So this one 6.59 divided by 13.70 multiplied with 100%. Right. So this one berapa? How much you get? %48.10%, right? And don't forget the percentage sign. And then this is also same as divided by standard mean multiplied with 100%. So this one should be 40 divided by 6.32 divided by 14 multiplied with 100%. So this one 6.32 divided by 14 multiplied with 100%. So dapat berapa ni?
45.1.
45.14%. So which one is lower? Coefficient of variation, which one is lower? Indicity is lower, kan? So we can say that since coefficient of variation indicity is lower than coefficient of variation Oscillogenicity, the distribution of students spend time playing games, kan? Playing in Android games is more consistent in the city as compared to Oscillogenicity. Okay. Boleh? Ada soalan tak? Ada soalan tak? So for question number 2, let's do last question lah, question number 2 before we end our session. Question number 3 and 4 you do it 3, 4, 5 you do it by yourself lah. Let's look at question number 2. So okay, excessive sugar intake has pointed as the main cause of diabetes among Malaysians. However, recent research finding also includes stress and unhealthy diet as possible causal factor. A health science researcher would like to confirm this recent finding by conducting research. He took a random sample. So now kita highlight random sample of 50 patients out of 40 patients who received treatment for diabetes at one hospital in Johor. Researcher developed his own questionnaire and interview every patient in the sample. So what is the population? So, but before we answer the question, let's find what is the variable of interest. So, variable of interest ni dia nak cari apa? Finding also include stress and unhealthy diet as possible factors. Right. Maybe something. Okay. So now, state the population and sampling frame for the study. So what is the population of the study?
All patients who receive treatment for diabetes.
All patients who receive treatment for diabetes, right? And then for sampling frame? This is all patients who receive the treatment. This is for population. For sampling frame, a list of, let me say the word, a list of all patients, right, who receive the treatment consists of their names, patient ID, lagi apa? Patient ID, phone number, lagi apa? Address, right? IC number, right? And so on lah. So, yes.
Yang tu kena bagi semua or just letak berapa je?
Letak sum lah, tak perlu nak letak semua. Yang mana kita boleh fikir letak lah. Yang most important, name, patient ID, phone number, yang the most important part lah. Right, list the variable of interest. What is the variable of interest? Apa dia nak kaji sebenarnya ni?
Main cause of diabetes.
Nampak ni dia kata excessive sugar intake has been pointed as the main cause of diabetes, right? So either we can they can put sugar intake, a variable of interest. They can be either sugar intake dekat sini, dia kata dekat sini finding also includes stress and unhealthy diet, right? So this is going to be the variable, right? So maybe we can pick one, let's say sugar intake, right? Sugar intake as your variable of interest. So kita nak measure how many sugar consumed from for diabetic patient, right? So state the variable, state the type of variable. Sugar intake ni macam mana? Kita nak kata 1 spoon ke, or gram ke? What do you think? Atau kalau you tak nak, you rasa susah, let's say this is going to be a type of variable, going to be a discrete quantitative lah. Either dia sebut sikit, banyak, sederhana, is going to be qualitative, or dia kalau dia bagi dalam bentuk jawapan gram, is going to be a continuous quantitative. Kalau dia bagi dalam bentuk spoon, how many spoon, going to be in discrete quantitative. It depend, right? So you need to jot down lah. So what kind of question yang dia akan tanya macam mana, right? Let's say you want to measure stress, you tak stress dekat sini. This one is a tricky statement kan. Dia can be either one, right? So stress means, let's say it can be either qualitative variable lah, either too stress, not stress, ataupun fair. Dia dalam bentuk Likert scale kan. So it can be either qualitative variable, nominal, or ordinal. It depends on how you ask the question, right? So number C, it is advisable to do a pilot study when creating a questionnaire. Give two advantage of pilot study. So what is the advantage of pilot study? You can measure apa? The reliability of the questionnaire. Kebolehpercayaan of questionnaire. We can do a validity of the questionnaire. We can know what is the difficult question, right? Of when the respondent try to answer the question, or whether the respondent is understand or not understanding the question. Kita boleh tengok dia punya level dekat situ. So you need to put two advantage. Now D, if systematic random sampling was employed to select 50 patients, explain how it was conducted. So as I said last discussion, we need to put some point. First point is we need to calculate K value. Systematic random sampling kan. K value same goes to stratified sampling ataupun cluster random sampling. You no need to write an essay. You just give a point. So first step apa yang kena buat. Second step what is need to do. Right? Itu saja. Right? First step, K equal to 400 divided by 50. So you will get how much? 8, right? So 400 divided by 50 equal to 8. So second step is we will select randomly from first respondent to 8 subject ni using system simple random sampling contoh. And then number 3, the subsequence sampling unit will be selected using K interval. Right? Okay. 4 marks. Okey? Kejap aja